Thank you for being here. I would like to call on the podium our rector, Professor Hadjigeorgiou, to open the event.
Dear Rector, dear Vice Rectors, dear colleagues from Columbia, good evening. I see a lot of participants, a lot of interested people, a lot of people who are interested in this event, and I'm truly happy about this. And before I finish my opening notes, I would like to give you an information, a tip, because there are several publications regarding this today. So, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all to the launch of the Lab to Market Bridging Innovation and Entrepreneurship initiative organized in collaboration with leading international partners. This initiative brings together bright minds from academia, research and industry to explore how ideas can be transformed into real-world solutions, a goal that lies at the very heart of our university's mission. At the National Technical University of Athens, we are deeply committed to fostering innovation and entrepreneurship across all disciplines. In recent years, we have strengthened our Technology Transfer Office and established the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center, both working to promote a culture of creativity, collaboration, and societal impact. We are truly honored to host distinguished speakers and partners who share this vision, and I would like to warmly thank all those contributing to this effort. In the same direction, I can make an announcement just to remove any inaccuracies maybe you may have heard regarding the establishment of the 10th school. This is an ambition. This is a discussion that lasts for many years now. And this ambition, I hope this discussion is already, we're still discussing this issue. There is an inner discussion in the National Technical University of Athens, the establishment of the 10th school regarding innovation, engineering, economics, and I think this will be this will develop and develop further the National Technical University of Athens, the best university, at least in Greece. Thank you so much.
I want to welcome NTUA's academic community to this event. The Lab to Market is not just an event, it's a program that is going to run in the following years for promoting technology transfer, entrepreneurship, and the culture of startups at NTUA. And I hope that at least for some of our researchers, the program is not only going to be interesting, but I hope it's also going to be important in their career. I also want to welcome, but not only welcome, but thank very deeply Columbia's people, Columbia's colleagues, and especially Professor Deodatis and Professor Kimisis, he's over there, and also Avi Schultz, who are giving not only their time and their knowledge, but also their heart in this program. They have played a big role in this being materialized. I also want to introduce the other two and also welcome the other two participants in the programs, namely HIAS and Endeavor. Endeavor is a community of professionals who are already playing a central role in the Greek economy. They have formed this organization in order to promote startups, innovation, high tech, and risk taking. And also, I want to welcome HIAS, which is the Hellenic Institute for Advanced Studies. HIAS has been created by scientists from the Greek diaspora, very well-known scientists from the Greek diaspora. And they are in very close relationship with NTUA. And they are going to also participate in this program, and we are very happy for that. I also want to thank the Blavatnik Family Foundation, which is offering the financial support for this program, very significant financial support that is absolutely necessary, of course, for this to run effectively. NTUA is a very successful university in terms of research at the European, according to European statistics, and not according to Greek statistics. According to European statistics, we are one of the top, arguably even the first university in Europe in terms of research success. But there has always been a gap between the research results, which are excellent, and the impact on the Greek society, on the Greek economy, which has been so far mediocre. So this is the problem that that NTUA has and the Greece has, and it is related to its production model. And this is where this program wants to help. The spin-off. The idea of spin-offs and startups is, I think, the best way for the Greek researchers to gain from their work. And because they become, they participate in the ownership of whatever it is created. And I think so that it is very close to the model that NTUA has to develop. And I think that NTUA researchers are going to learn in this program how to create a successful business from their results, how to market their products, how to meet other people, be part of the landscape, the startup landscape, meet investors, meet other smaller, large companies, and meet the clients, meet lawyers, so that they can implement their ideas. I believe that the program will benefit NTUA researchers, and it can even help change the production model of Greece. There is no guarantee, of course, of success. This will take, in any case, several years to be able to judge. But the Lab to Market program is a serious effort that brings together the scientists, the business community, and the Greek diaspora, so that they work in the same direction. So I would like to thank all the participants, and especially the partners in this endeavor. I would like to call next Professor Deodatis from Columbia.
Kalispera. My name is George Deodatis. I'm a professor of civil engineering at Columbia University, and currently I'm serving as the Vice Dean for Research for the School of Engineering and Applied Science at Columbia. But I'm also a graduate, an extremely proud graduate of the National Technical University of Athens, not from this campus, from the Patission campus, so you can tell how old I am. So this is really a long time ago. The rector mentioned about NTUA being one of the top universities in Greece, one of the top universities in Europe. I would add it's one of the absolutely top universities in the world. And this is very easy to observe. I'm talking with a lot of colleagues with other universities in the United States. When graduates from NTUA apply to come to the United States, there is a fight, and I really mean this, between Stanford and MIT and Berkeley, how to get the amazing graduates of the National Technical University of Athens. Lab to Market, this is a program that we are very, very excited about. You see a number of logos on top. Let me magnify them here and mention that this program is coordinated, is run by the Columbia Athens Global Center. It has two leaders working jointly, working together, the National Technical University of Athens and Columbia University's School of Engineering and Applied Science. And then we have an extremely important web of support, including Endeavor, Greece, are going to provide mentors who are critically important for this problem. The Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, who will also provide mentors and teachers. And last but not least, Columbia University's Business School, who are also going to provide mentors and teachers for this program. And this is my last transparency, my last slide. Yeah, last slide. Transparency, it slipped my mind. Some of you can tell what it means. So the basic idea is to make possible for some of the students, postdocs, researchers of NTUA to launch startups in different areas, bring the findings from the lab to the market. I mentioned the second item about the structure. This program is made possible by a very generous gift of the Blavatnik Family Foundation. We are very, very obliged. And I want to emphasize the last item on my slide. Because of this gift, participation in this program is entirely free for all the participants. In addition, during the program, some of the teams will be developing software, will be building some kind of prototypes. There is going to be financial support for this part of the project. So, absolutely free to everyone. So concluding, I would like to thank you all for coming, welcoming you to the program on behalf of Columbia University, and I sincerely hope this is going to become an extremely successful program. Thank you very much.
So I would like to ask Professor John Kimisis to take the podium. He's a professor of electrical and computer engineering, and he's also the Vice Dean of Infrastructure and Innovation at Engineering.
Great. Thank you very much. And I'll start by introducing my partner in crime here, Ivy Schultz. And do you want to say hi first, or should I just go?
Go ahead.
All right, I guess she'll say hi in a minute. Super. So we'll talk a couple of things, and in particular, we're going to explain the team, we're going to explain the program, and in particular, what's expected from participants in the program. But we'll also talk about what you can expect to get out of the program. And then finally, very critically, how to sign up, because there is an sorry, I did the wrong thing. And then finally, how to sign up. There's an online application in which you and your team can apply, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then most critically, we'll be here to answer questions, which is really, really critical. So the first part is to explain the team. So Ivy, this is your chance to introduce yourself.
So, Kalispera. Hi, everybody. My name is Ivy Schultz. I'm the Senior Director of our Innovation, Design, and Entrepreneurship programs, which basically means I have the best job at Columbia because I work with all of the students who have the best ideas. And sometimes we get to meet other people around the world who also have great ideas. So I've been doing this for over 10 years, and I can't wait to work with all of you.
Great. And then I'm John Kamissis. My Greek is not amazing, although I can speak some Greek, so I'll just speak English. And as I mentioned, I'm a faculty member in electrical engineering, and I work at the university. So I always tell people, I had 2 chances in my life to join a startup, and I didn't. I decided I wanted to do the university life, to have health insurance and security. But about 12 years ago, I got an email from the National Science Foundation saying, hey, do you want to start a company? And I answered that email, and I was like, yeah, why not? Let's give it a try. It wasn't really for me. One of my students was working on a project, and and I responded to that email, and they signed us up for this crazy program, which we'll explain in a minute. And following that, I got bitten by the bug of encouraging my students to start companies. Again, I work at the university. So I've been involved in founding a number of companies, and I've also helped teach the entrepreneurship programs at Columbia, which is kind of fun. And one of the nice things is, I've seen a lot, Ivy's seen a lot, and we can tell stories from real examples, some that are good, some that are bad, and we'll learn them as they go. And our last partner is Dario Vasquez, and Dario is the Assistant Director of Entrepreneurship, Innovation, Design. He works as part of Ivy's team and also is a very experienced instructor in this area, and so he'll also help us with a lot of the training along with the faculty here at NTUA. So in terms of the program, this is the general structure. So there's going to be a 2-day kickoff in January, which is going to be here at the NTUA. And it's right before classes start, so you won't miss class for the kickoff. Now, the kickoff is in person for 2 big reasons. The first is we're going to explain the process. And again, the boot camp is not about us telling you anything you don't already know. It's really about you having ideas, but then going out into the community and finding out whose problem you're solving. That's the core concept. And I know that might sound a little vague, but this is really the foundation for successful business, and Ivy will explain more in a minute. There's a structure that we use, which is called the Business Model Canvas, and this is based on a program called the Lean Launchpad, which neither of us invented, but both of us have learned from the people who developed it directly. And the Business Model Canvas basically asks 10 questions about your business idea, and we help walk the teams through answering those 10 questions. And I've done the program now. I'm in my 4th time doing the program formally, but the first 3 times I did it, and again, I was very skeptical the first time. I'm going to confess this. The first 3 times, we've always ended with a company that was backed by investors. And, and really with just the Business Model Canvas, you can go to an investor and say, I know who's going to buy this thing, I know how much it's going to cost to make this thing, and I know what I need to do to go from where we are today to where we need to be tomorrow. And so it's all about really systematically mapping out who your customer is, what their problems are, figuring that out, building your network, building your phone book for those things. Then we're going to discuss during this kickoff. And then networking opportunities is also important. It sounds like we just like parties, and we do like parties, but it's really a chance for us to bring in people from the community, many of whom are here today. Thank you for coming. Because part of you figuring out what the community needs is meeting all those people. And a lot of times, people have a medical device. It's like, how do I sell a medical device? It's like, well, I don't know. Okay, that's a question. It can be answered. We just have to figure out the answers. And so that's part of the kickoff. So that'll be a two-day program. Then, in between, there's going to be a roughly 12-week period, but we won't meet every week. Easter and some holidays fall in there, so we'll worry about that. We won't meet during Holy Week. But we'll have a weekly check-in where teams will present, and we'll give a presentation to explain. And as we go, you'll build your canvas, and you'll learn each of those components of the canvas. And again, we will ask you to ask questions and to find out if you're learning answers to those questions. And you'll get feedback from us. You'll also get feedback from your mentors, and there'll be the opportunity for you to meet with us one-on-one as well. So you'll present to other members of the group, not everybody at the same time, it would take too long, but that's going to be every week online, and that'll be about 2 hours. So the time obligation, just to be clear, is 2 days at the beginning. There'll be this weekly check-in, and then at the end, teams will apply for the finale, and the finale will be in New York City. And so for the teams that are selected, which can be all of them, but won't necessarily be all of them, we'll have a pitch day, and you'll have a couple of days in New York where you can meet other customers. And so again, part of the next phase of the program is for you to find who those customers are, and partners, investors, whatever you need to get to that next step. And that time in New York will be your chance. But you have to be prepared, because you'll only be in New York for a couple of days. And so you'll need to have a list of who you want to meet, who you want to interview, where you want to visit, things like that.
All right, I can do this part. All right, so I like to ask a question, so you have to have your hands ready. And I ask this pretty much at the start of every boot camp, but who likes to make decisions based on data? I hope everybody. Okay. Great. So this is really good news, right? We all agree. And if you're running a company, or you're trying to figure out if your idea has wheels in the marketplace, one of the best things you can do is apply the scientific method to the customer discovery process, which means you go out and you talk to people and you find out if it makes sense, if they have that problem, if what you're doing is going to be in their market first, or maybe they're going to be a later adopter, but you're going to answer all of these questions. And I saw all these great projects from the National University here, and I think everybody here clearly has a science and technology background, so I think it will be a really good fit. My other question to you was, did Prometheus make decisions based on data? No? Nobody? No, okay. All right. So if you're comfortable with the scientific method, you'll find that the program is it feels pretty good, because every time you go to meet a new customer, first you're going to write down some hypotheses, and then you're going to write down some questions, and you're going to think about how you can test those. Every time you talk to a new person, you might have some new information. They might say, listen, I'm not in charge of that. You need to talk to my boss, or you need to talk to this manager. And then you're going to make a new hypothesis, you're going to test it, and you're going to keep repeating this until you feel really confident about what you're doing. And then at the end, you'll have some great notes and some great data, so that when you're taking that next step, or you're presenting to investors, you're going to have a really good foundation for the decisions you're making, and you're going to feel very confident. So having that data behind you is really important. I can talk about mentors.
Great. So in addition to us, so there'll be a series of instructors, and the instructors are going to give some talks and will explain the different parts of this business model canvas concept. So for example, there's this question of value proposition. This is one of the first things we'll talk about. And value proposition is, it's an understandable topic, but it's something where you can learn everybody can learn this, and it's useful for pretty much everybody. But it's also important for you to learn things specific to your business area. If you're doing something in the biomedical space, for example, I don't know anything about biomedical stuff. So this is where mentors come in. And we're very fortunate that both Endeavor and Hyas have offered to help support the program, because we're going to ask each team to find at least one mentor, which is going to be somebody who's in the area that you're hoping to specialize in, who can help make those initial introductions. You can bounce ideas off of and be available for that more topically specific information. So the program itself, we'll talk about some themes in a minute that we think are interesting, but we're not the ones doing the program, right? You're doing the program. So you should work on the stuff you're excited about, because by the end of this, you're going to be expert in this area and in who's working in this area, what the problems are, and how technology can solve those problems. And this is where the mentors wind up being a really important part of the program. You won't necessarily have to talk to them every day, but they will be, and they've made themselves very generously available to provide that advice and that feedback. So at the end, we're going to have this pitch day. And the pitch day, okay, so one thing that you'll hear on the kickoff is until the pitch day, we don't want you to pitch anything. And a lot of teams, when we teach the program, they come in and they say, you know what, the world needs a better pencil, and I'm gonna make this new pencil. It's like, you know what, if you're sure that the world needs a pencil, you're done. It's great, you should go make a pencil. Like, this program is for the step before that, where you think that the world has problem X. But again, as Ivy said, the goal of the program is not for you to come and tell people, here's my idea, what do you think? Because it's the cliche is like asking your mother, do you like this idea? What does she say? She says yes, I don't know. Maybe she'll buy one from you because she feels bad for you, and that's it, right? So you really need to ask, like, when's the last time you bought a pencil? Like, what kind of pencil did you buy? Why did you buy a pencil? Why didn't you buy a pen? There are a series of questions to get to the more basic idea to understand what you should be making. So up until that point, we tell people don't pitch. Like, just go and learn, be a sponge. And we'll talk a lot about how to do this so that you can get real answers from people. But at the pitch day, this is where you get to pitch. Because at that point, hopefully, you will understand the field, who you're selling to, how they buy things, how much money they have, what their problems are, and you, of course, will come with your knowledge of what you can make. And that's your chance to pitch and to go out, and at that point, we'll move on to the next steps of the program, which is to help you actually get your company funded. Because up until that point, you're still defining what the problem is in this space. Now, at the pitch day, you're going to get, you'll tell your story. You'll tell the journey of how you learned what you know. This is something very important for investors, and some of the investors here can tell us about this. Your investors, before they give you money, they want to know, why are you so sure that someone's going to buy this from you? And this is your chance to say, you know what, we visited Applied Materials, and this person who is this guy who specifies the optical sensor inside, et cetera. You'll be able to tell that story. And then also you'll be able to get feedback. We'll invite in a series of experts based on the teams, which will also help. And then finally, you'll have the opportunity for networking at the event. But again, we'll be in New York, and New York is the best place. Well, not for everything necessarily, but there's within train commuting distance, there's about 20 million people. So hopefully you can find at least a few people to meet with in addition to other institutions and events. And so that'll be kind of a fun sort of cap to the beginning of the program. Did you want to say anything else about this slide? Yeah, I think this says what I just said. And then, of course, we'll tell everybody that you're representing Greece. So no pressure. That's like your chance to. We'll see if we can get the embassy involved. That would be the best. Super. All right. Application.
Yeah. All right. So how to apply, what to do. There are 3 components of this application. It's not long. It's the problem and solution, market validation, and your team. So problem and solution, you're going to start with the problem you think you're going to solve, and then how you'll solve it. So that's 2 separate parts. Market validation, this is difficult to do, we know, when you're just at the beginning phases, but we want to see your thought process. We want to see what research you can do, how you can approach that market, who your early adopters will be, how many of them are there. Is your market in Greece, the EU, New York? It's open. And then we want to know who's on your team, what are their backgrounds, and how are you going to do the customer discovery efforts. So if you're like a typical engineer and you don't love talking to people, how are you going to do that? Who's going to lead that process? And trust me, it becomes really fun once you get into it. It does. All right.
Oh, team size.
Team size. The team size is about 3. And you might have a faculty advisor on your team. That doesn't count in the 3. If you do not have a team yet and you're looking for a team, this is the first place where you can start finding people. I see a lot of people in the room. But we'll work with the global centers to facilitate some team building so that you can build out your team. Okay, and we'll have time to answer questions on these. Focus areas, back to you.
Yeah. So again, the boot camp is not topical. Don't worry, you can come with any idea. But we did suggest a couple of focus areas, and I'll mention these 4. And so artificial intelligence, what's nice about the first 3 is we have some expertise at Columbia, some specific expertise that can also help. But again, whatever field your topic is in, the goal of the bootcamp is for you to figure out who in the community is interested in this, and then find out from them what the problems are. But these are areas that are certainly worth considering, and I just want to highlight in particular. We mentioned the energy area. One of the benefits that we talk about in a second is that this will make you potentially more competitive for other programs. And many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with Professor Avarosis, who's here, runs a phenomenal entrepreneurship competition. And one thing that you can do is work on your application while you're in this program. And then you'll be able to go into the entrepreneurship competition and say, this is a validated problem, and here are the 17 customers that we're going to solve problems for. And actually, we see this all the time. Columbia Venture Competition winners, last year it was 3 out of 4, had been through our boot camp at least once, and one of them had been through it twice. And again, it's their chance to really tell a stronger story than I think the world has this problem. They can say, you know what, here's our validated list of success stories there. So big question people have is, does the system work? And I think there's a couple of things we can talk about. One of those is kind of the academic outcomes. And I don't want to tell people this is a good learning experience. The goal of this is for you to actually form companies. I don't want you to feel like that's a fantasy. It is entirely possible for students and postdocs to form and fund companies. However, not everybody's going to form a company. There are going to be cases where you go through the program and you realize this is not as big a problem as I thought. It's not as pressing a problem as I thought. My solution, there's other solutions that people aren't using, whatever it is. It's not the end of the world. You're still students. As I tell people, you haven't quit your job and eaten ramen for a year trying to make this work. Like, this is a good time to do this and to learn that it's real. But the story I tell, and this is a true story, is the first time I did the program, we had a lot of interviews, and we were able to get really good interviews. So my student had a meeting with some folks from Samsung. And so we meet with them, we tell them the idea, we tell them how brilliant we are, whatever. And at the end of the meeting, we're packing up. And one of the Samsung guys goes to my student, he's like, so what are you doing after you graduate? And I'm like, I'm a little offended. But then I was a little proud too, because I was like, all right, if this fails, Vincent has a job working for Samsung. And that happened like half of the meetings. So, it's not the end of the world. You'll meet people, you'll build your network, you'll understand a field better sometimes than the people in the field, which is good. The other part, as I mentioned, is you have better odds for follow-on funding. And again, a big part of this is to help you get into a strong position for incubators, accelerators, for funding from investors, and to really help build that's really the goal. Again, the business model canvas answers the fundamental questions for starting a business, and that will make you more competitive for those. And also for your PIs to be better at proposals. Sometimes proposals are about science, but when proposals are for engineering problems, they're much more impactful if they're solving real problems and you know what partners you're going to bring in. Now, this program is used in the United States. It's pretty popular now. It's not the only way to do it. There are certainly market areas where there are other structures that work well, but it's used. The National Science Foundation really scaled it, but NASA, the NIH, and the Department of Defense in the United States use it. And there are some programs in the US at least that require that you do the program before they give you money in order to make sure they're spending the money effectively. And the last part, just to say, is about half of the teams that participate in this program in the US actually raise like real investor money. Not everybody, and that's okay, but it is effective. And investors have recognized that with answers to these questions, it's possible to start real businesses. And just from the National Science Foundation, more than $4 billion of follow-on funding have been brought in, and that's on an investment measured from the NSF side in the tens of millions of dollars. So it's a huge multiplier on the investment that's made there. I'll pass to Ivy to tell us our Socratic method, and then we'll open for questions.
All right, so we thought this quote was fitting because a lot of times when you come in, you think you know who's going to buy, or you think you know what you're going to do. And we ask everybody who joins the initiative to take a step back and really hear from your stakeholders from all around the ecosystem what you need to know. And that's where you'll get your wisdom here. So thank you.
The next presentation is by the Technology Transfer Office of NTUA. Probably while you participate in this program, you may decide that it is time to incorporate, really create a company, and deal with IP rights, etc. This is where the Technology Transfer Office of NTUA comes into place. Stelio.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. My name is Stelios Bernardos, and I'm representing the NTUA's Technology Transfer Office, or NTUA TTO. The NTUA TTO is supporting the Lab to Market initiative, and over the next few minutes, I would like to briefly show how our work directly connects to the goals of this initiative. The NTUA TTO was re-established in 2020 as a dedicated structure to support the exploitation of NTUA's research results. And our mission is to help turn excellent research into real-world value. And we do that by supporting researchers and students on intellectual property, facilitating collaboration with industry and other partners, and enabling innovative entrepreneurship and spin-offs emerging from NTUA. So the Lab to Market journey that this program focuses on is exactly what we do every day inside NTUA. On the intellectual property side, we we support the full pathway from invention disclosure to and evaluation to deciding on protection strategies and filing and managing patents and other IP rights. At this stage, we have 4 active patents at national level and 1 European patent, but several additional ones, additional applications are already in the pipeline. And given that our office is relatively young, we see this as the beginning of a growing portfolio. A key milestone for us is the signing of our first licensing agreement for an NTUA originating technology with a major Greek industrial partner. And this is important as it shows that structured technology transfer at NTUA can deliver concrete deals with the market.
Can you move closer to the microphone?
Sure, yes. Another core tool is the NTUA spin-off framework. We provide a clear process for creating companies based on research results with defined rules on IP, participation, and governance. Our role is to help research teams to create their spin-offs properly, protect both the university and the founders, and make it easier to work with investors and partners. And importantly, this framework is not static. We're continuously refining it based on our practical experience and through ongoing exchanges with other technology transfer offices and innovation ecosystems in other European countries and the United States. These are all the spin-offs of NTUA so far, and beyond this, there's also a dynamic set of spin-offs coming from ICCS, which is also part of the NTUA community. I encourage you to visit our website and their websites for more information. What I would like to highlight here is the momentum, because as you can see, 4 of them, almost half of the total, were established in 2025 alone. So this shows 2 things. One, that more NTUA researchers are ready to take the next step, the entrepreneurial step. And also that internal structures, including the TTO, are starting to work. To further support this pathway, we implemented our first proof of concept program. It provided a 10,000 euros grant to a selected team following a structured 3-phase process. A new proof of concept program will start very soon, and more are in the pipeline for 2026. Also, the NTUA TTO closely supports the recently established NTUA Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center, and which is a structure that was initiated and shaped by our TTO team. And 2 concrete actions that are implemented under the center are the first NTUA Innovation and Entrepreneurship competition, which is currently running, and 2 upcoming innovation hackathons focusing on real-world technological and societal challenges that are aligned with NTUA's strengths. So for lab-to-market participants, this means that after the end of this initiative, there are also multiple avenues within NTUA to keep developing their projects and stay engaged with the ecosystem. Beyond programs, we also organize startup, investor, and industry engagement events. These create connections and exposure to our teams. And what we also work on is systematic mapping of commercially exploitable research results, which is an ongoing and intensive effort, as the NTUA has more than 140 laboratories with multiple teams and multiple projects in each one. And we work directly with them to identify commercially exploitable results so that they don't remain invisible, and so that we can direct them to the right support, whether it is this initiative or proof of concept programs or external partners. To support all this, the NTUA TTO participates in co-funded projects. These are 2 completed ones. And what I'd like to highlight is the Network for the Support of Technology Transfer, which is a partnership of major institutions. It is called Science Agora, and I'll talk about it in the next slides, but this one was the first cycle for this. And also 2 ongoing projects, the Strategic Research Plan of NTUA, and the TTO was involved in this proposal, and especially regarding its technology transfer and entrepreneurship aspects. This led to the creation of NTUA's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center. And through this project, the center is founded, it operates, and running its activities. And the other one is Science Agora Technology Transfer Hub, which is the second funding cycle and upgraded phase of Science Agora that I mentioned earlier. And this brings us to the last slide, which is about our strategic collaboration. The first one, collaborations. The first one is Science Agora, Innovation Society. Science Agora is a technology transfer hub that is formed by a partnership, a collaboration of major institutions based in Athens, the NTUA, NCSR Demokritos, the Athens Economics and Business University, and the Athena Research Center. And through Science Agora, we exchange best practices on IP, contracts, and spin-off creation. We run joint initiatives like proof of concept calls or thematic programs. We organize networking and matchmaking events with industry and investors. And we create a common front door for companies and investors that are interested in deep tech emerging from these institutions. We also participate in EU List, which is a European Universities Alliance. We particularly contribute to 2 tasks. Research to Business Scheme is the first one, and Innovation Hubs and Joint Living Labs the other. And for Lab to Market participants, this translates into a much wider network nationally and internationally for partnerships, pilots, and scaling. And last but not least, of course, this event itself reflects the spirit of collaboration, bringing together NTUA, Columbia, Endeavor Greece, and HES. We are very proud to be part of this partnership and to support its Lab to Market outcomes. So this is it. Thank you very much. This is our contact info. We'll be very happy to talk with any of you considering applying, and or who just want to explore how your research can reach the market. Thank you.
So the resources that Stelios described are available in addition to the resources of the program, Lab to Market program that is going to run in parallel. The next presentation is by Endeavor. I think one of the strengths of the program is not only that 2 important universities participate, NTUA and Columbia, but also two important organizations. Endeavor consists of people who currently play a big role in the economy of Greece and who want to support innovation. So this is the partner that is going to provide a lot of mentoring, high-quality mentoring to the research teams. And also, HIAS is, as I said, the Greek diaspora network of Greek scientists. It's like a φιλική εταιρεία, let's say, of scientists who have excelled abroad and they want to give something back to their country. So the next presentation is by Endeavor.
So thank you all. Welcome to our event. So I'm Maritina Greloni. I'm the Growth Director of Endeavor Greece. I won't bother you a lot. I will just tell you about very briefly what Endeavor is and why we're involved in this initiative, in this innovation program, and why we believe that this innovation program is crucial to the Greek innovation ecosystem. Actually, Endeavor, if you don't know us, we are a global network of high-impact entrepreneurs. We are in 50 countries around the world. High-impact entrepreneurs are the people who dream big, scale fast, and at the same time they pay it forward. They want to give back to their ecosystems of their origin, of where they have come from, wherever they have scaled. Endeavor was founded in 1997. We've been in Greece since 2012. Around the world, we support 2,500 entrepreneurs, high-impact entrepreneurs, and 40 of them come from the Greek office. But we are involved in this initiative because we believe that mentoring and training is very crucial to the advancement and the development of the earlier stage entrepreneurs and the younger generations. And why? I would like just to show you one slide where we visually try to present why we believe that this is crucial. So here we call it multiplier effect. This is proprietary of Endeavor. We have created this notion, and at the center of each map we have a successful high-impact entrepreneur, a person who not only has created huge success, financial, etc., for his own venture and his own business, but at the same time, these are people who collectively train earlier stage entrepreneurs, who mentor earlier stage entrepreneurs, and invest in the next generation. So here I would like to show this example. This is John Chioris. He might be here as well. He is the founder and CEO, the ex-founder and CEO of InstaShop, who made a very big exit in Dubai. Back then, it was the biggest exit by a Greek founder. It was at 350 euros, the acquisition value, the valuation of InstaShop. But since then, John hasn't stopped. He has created another company, but he also had a big stock option plan within InstaShop. A lot of his employees have gone ahead to create their own companies, and at the same time, he has mentored and he continues mentoring a lot of earlier stage entrepreneurs. And in parallel, he has also invested in a lot of other founders as well. So we believe that these people that we have here and many more, and a few people that we have here, I'm gonna name now Emilios Kalamandaris that I saw before. He's also a serial entrepreneur. He exited from Innoetics to Samsung. So these are the people that we believe that can fuel the earlier stage entrepreneurs with their insights, with all their resources, in order for them to scale faster as well. well. So our involvement in this project is to bring the mentors. These kind of people are the mentors that we have suggested and we have confirmed to join the program. So that's why we are here. I'll be here as well after the event, so if you have any questions about us, very happy to discuss. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Some of these entrepreneurs are actually NTUA graduates, and so we hope to make it easier for the next generation of entrepreneurs to succeed. Important for this in this partnership is the Greek scientific diaspora. We have as partner the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies. This mainly consists of people, scientists outside Greece, of course of Greek origin. We have two members of HIAS here, Professor Boudouvis and Dora Varvarigou. And Dora is going to describe the participation of HIAS.
Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all in this information day of the Lab to Market project initiative. And, I'm a professor at the National Technical University of Athens, but I'm also a member of the board of the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies. So I guess I'm talking to you with this height on this time. So just allow me a few words. I've been involved into in this initiative since the beginning. And there's been a lot of discussions among the partners, among the contributors in this effort. And I think this initiative has the right ingredients. And it is like other initiatives, but it's more focused. And this is why it has bigger probabilities of being successful. And this is important. I think this is one of the few initiatives that's so well focused in all the different dimensions. So this is not to have another initiative, but this is to have a successful initiative. So the most important ingredient of this initiative is the students and the researchers and the professors of NTUA. I mean, unless this has been recognized since the beginning, and we've made this program very focused to the needs of these distinguished individuals. And of course, you've heard a lot of praises from Professor Theodatis and from everybody else about how distinguished this group of students and researchers is. But I guess, everybody has infinite capacity of flattery. So I'll repeat once again that this program is specially designed for this special group of people who are the students of NTUA, which have been exceptional in their studies and their research and their ability to attract funding. The second ingredient is, of course, Columbia University, who is a leading technical, especially the SARS School of Engineering Applied Sciences. It's been a renowned university, worldwide champion in technology, but also in the abilities to turn research results into innovative and marketable results. The third ingredient and the fourth ingredient, Endeavor and HIAS, is trying to give a dimension which is international, both on technology and entrepreneurship. So I'll give you a few. No, this is not the presentation. Okay, there's a mix-up in the presentation, so there's an older version. So maybe I'll not follow my slides here. So the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies is a non-profit organization. It's a network of scientists, technologists and scientists, members of the Greek diaspora in the States and in different parts of the world. Has been established as a non-profit 3, 4, 5 years ago. Andreas Boudouvis is a member of the board, and George Theodatis is a member of the network. So the network has around 130 scientists that are and researchers all around the world, which is not an exaggeration to say if they were in the same university, that would be the best university in the world. So the Greek diaspora, especially in areas of technology and science, has so distinguished individuals that their network is unique if you consider them as a different group. So this great network of Greeks of the diaspora have decided that they want to create bridges with the Greek academia and the Greek researchers and the Greek entrepreneurs and give back to their country and help connect ties to help scientists and entrepreneurs move forward. It's what Manos said very nicely. It's the φιλική εταιρεία of the scientists trying to do this revolution of putting things from the lab to the market. So our role in this is first technological and second entrepreneurial. As you heard in the beginning of this program, there's a lot know your customer market research part of this program. On the second part of the project, there's going to be a lot of focus in the specific ideas, on the specific technologies, on specific networks that relate to different business ideas. So now, at this point, you need people to rely on enhancing your technology, on getting connected to their ecosystem in order to be able to advance your ideas and put them into practice. So HIAS has this network of these people, and these people are committed to give back to Greece. Most of them, or a lot of them, are alumni of our university. So you see the ties are very tight and very important and very warm. So these people are looking for a structured way to collaborate with Greece. So I think this program also gives an outlet for NTUA, for HIAS, to define a structured way to collaborate with the scientific and academic community. So HIAS is going to take back a lot of this as well. You know, I have in my other presentation, the one that you're not seeing here, but I make sure that I have it in the minutes of this meeting. There's a lot of the information about the individuals, and you can find it on the web, but also on activities that HIAS is organizing. A lot of them are summer schools on AI is one, is annual meetings and workshops on different subjects. There have been on education, there have been summer workshops on sustainability and so forth. And last April, we also had a very successful entrepreneurial workshop. So all of these events that are organized through HIAS, the participants of this effort will have the opportunity to hook in and participate. So with no more waste of your times, because I guess now it's time to ask the questions and get clear in your minds what will be that we'll see in the next months. I want to thank you all for coming in, and please participate. Please tell your friends and bring more people into this group, because you know, size matters in that sense. That if this is successful, it will be successful if it's big. If it's small, it won't have that big of an impact. So bring others in and, welcome all and thank you for coming today.
So now it's the important part, the question and answers part. John and Evie can give more details, any practical or any general questions you may have or practical questions. Please go on.
We'd like to invite the panelists up to sit here in case anybody has questions for them.
Sure. Please come also. Oh, okay. We have room here.
But I think we have a first question here.
Hello, my name is Eva Candelari. I'm a journalist from Euro Today. You mentioned before that Greek participants can join the program for free. Could you please elaborate on that? And are there any specific requirements for someone or a team to join the program? And out of all participants, how many will be selected at the end? And on the other hand, for non-Greek participants, which is the process, requirement, and the cost of joining the program? Thank you.
We mentioned about, can you hear me in the back? Good. It is completely free. There is nothing, not a fee that needs to be paid by the participants from the National Technical University of Athens. And this includes students, diploma students, advanced diploma students, the PhD students, postdocs, researchers. There is nothing that they will have to pay, and this has been made possible by the Blavatnik Family Foundation gift. As far as the numbers are concerned, it's not perfectly clear. I think we are aiming for the first year, because this is a 5-year program, a number around 40. Is this correct? Yes. So 40 participants, it might be 35, it might be 45, but the target is around 40. I don't know, John or Ivy, if you would like to add something.
Yeah, I think that, does that answer your question? Yeah, thank you.
So it's not there is no clear limit on that. So probably 40, 50 total but they are going to be participating as teams, okay? So this makes it probably 20 teams or something like that.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
And it's not only that there are no fees, but also those about 30 people are going to go also to New York in June to participate in the Tech Forum of New York and meet the people there, investors, etc.
All the expenses for the trip to New York are covered by the gift of the Blavatnik Family Foundation, including airfare, hotels, and meals in New York City, as well as going around and visiting different companies and so on.
There was also a part about requirements, right? So there are no requirements really. But we want people or the teams to have some idea, okay? Whether it is at an initial phase or whether it is mature already, doesn't really matter. But we want everybody to have some idea about what they want to do in this program. Okay? Not implemented already probably, okay, but to have a specific focus and some direction in which they are going to go.
Hello. Thank you very much for this initiative and for your presentations. I'm a faculty member in the School of Architecture, and sorry for diving into the practical details, but I would like to ask something about eligibility. We have recent graduates who are part of our research teams in funded programs, but are not currently master students of this university. They are master students of other universities. They are affiliated with our university through research programs. I would like to ask whether any of them could join our teams. There will be NTUA students as well, but we would not like to exclude people who just graduated and are working in our research teams but do not have a current affiliation with the university as students. And the second question is, again, you mentioned that the 2 or 3 main focuses right now are GI and health. I'm coming from we're interested in the cultural industry, and I wanted to ask whether there is a percentage of applications from each thematic category that you will be taking, or whether excellency is what you're after. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Regarding the first question, some of the people from the team have to be from NTUA. They don't have all of them to be from NTUA. Okay, so as long as at least one is from NTUA, they're eligible for participation. Okay.
For the second question, ignore the topics. If you have a good idea, just apply. The themes are there to get people excited, but again, it's not thematic. It's really, again, about bringing in an idea and then going out and figuring out kind of what impact it can have. And so, absolutely, do not worry about the themes. There's no allocation by theme at all. So, yep.
Yeah, and let me clarify, when Professor Kimisis gave the themes, it was AI, energy, health, and then there was a fourth one, meaning any other idea is welcome. And let me repeat, there are no predetermined percentages in each one of these areas.
Hello from my side. My name is Konstantinos Alexakis. I'm a PhD candidate at National Technical University of Athens. Thank you very much for this wonderful initiative and this exciting opportunity. My question is about the application. Should we describe in technical detail how we plan to develop our idea, or we keep it at, in other words, how mature should the idea be?
So, in your executive summary, you're going to have about 200 words to describe it, so it will be high level. And we don't want to hear any proprietary information. So it should be a high-level description of the problem and the solution, not the technical details.
Yeah. But also, and I say this, I know people have great ideas, but if you come in with a very well-formed idea and a firm business plan, it's maybe, the wrong program, because we're here to say, like, all right, let's find out if your idea is a good idea. And sometimes it is, and sometimes, it needs to change. So 200 words, not proprietary, very high level. We just want to know the general area and that you've thought about it and that the team agrees on what you're going to be looking at. That's actually the most critical part. Because if one half of the team thinks you're doing A and the other half thinks you're doing B, then, you'll spend the first 2 weeks just arguing about that.
Let me add something. So the focus is on not on the technical side, but on the helping you the business side. Okay, so you don't have to give any technical proprietary details about the technical stuff. Now, when you go to the second phase, and probably get linked to some mentors, etc., then there may be a non-disclosure agreement between the team and the mentors, etc. But the program of instruction, let's say, it's going to be technology neutral to some extent. Okay, and you don't have to. You want to give probably some details about what is the need that you're trying to meet, what is your market, things like that. But you don't have to give, and you shouldn't give technical details.
Great question.
Hello, thank you very much. I wanted to say that I graduated in October, so can I apply for this Do I have an affiliation with NTUA, or I'm a graduate, so I can't? And also, is it okay if the faculty advisor is from another institute and not NTUA?
Yeah. You have some specific idea that you want to, with which you participate? Yeah. Please apply. Please apply.
Again, thank you for the presentations. I'm a PhD student at the NTUA, and you mentioned before that you need great ideas in order to consider them and move forward. But can you mention the timetable of this intuitive, and what are the next steps, and how the team should focus on which aspects should the team focus and prepare accordingly?
So the timetable, right now, tentatively, the applications are due on December 15th. So you can apply today. The applications are open, and the link was in the ad. But again, the reception immediately after this is a chance to find other team members if you are a team of one or a team of two. But again, we want to know what area you're going to look into. Part of the program is refining your ideas to match the needs in the community. So don't worry about having like a razor sharp concept of what you're going to do. That will develop. The most important thing is for you to be interested in this area and to want to learn more about it. I'm sure the solutions will flow once you know the problems. I'm not worried at all about that.
So the basic understanding is that we should develop our idea and just that at the moment.
Yeah, just apply with your team and the general area of the concept, and you'll have plenty of time to refine it as you go and you learn, because you'll start out with an initial set of hypotheses. We think that, blah is a problem for blah, and then if that winds up being true, you dig deeper. How big is that problem? How urgent is that problem? Who has that problem? And sometimes you find out that the problem is a little different, and that's okay too. So, great, thank you.
If I may add something to this, there is not a high threshold of an already existing technological solution. As Professor Kimisis mentioned, it's mostly a strong interest in some area, some field, to find a new technology, a new device, develop new software, and so on. It will come, the development will come during the process. So, don't think that you are restricted if you don't have a well-developed idea. No, this is not the case. A strong interest in some area is all that matters at this point.
Hello, again, thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to ask a quick question. If we have like a couple of ideas, could we make a couple of submissions, or is it a personal thing to identify which is the best idea and do one and only submission on that?
So you can only work on one idea in the program. Most people struggle to find enough time to work on one. So I would urge you to work on the one where you have the strongest team, more than the best idea. So again, if you can form a team of 3 and you all want to work on that topic, pick that one. But it'll be very hard. Again, you'll learn the system. You can always do it, I'll say, on your own, or we'll offer it again next year too. So there will be opportunities.
Thank you. The question is not for me, but I thought that might help if we clarify about the team formation. So if it is one person, can they apply? Where can the program help them find more people to create a better team? Because here we might have people that they don't have a team already.
So, first of all, come talk to me. We're always, listening for who's working on what and trying to connect people. And then I'll work with the partners here to make sure that we have a spreadsheet and a place for you to see people's names and interests so that you can, keep networking after we're done. But yes, we'll try to facilitate some matchmaking so you can find your team members.
Yeah. But again, partially because it's so time consuming, it's very strategic to have a team at least of 2 and ideally 3 so that you can spread some of the work. Because again, you're going out hunting, trying to find phone numbers, calling people, and that does take some doing. So,
but of course, the application can be done by one person.
It can be done, and we can marry people too.
And then, yeah, exactly. So this networking with other like-minded individuals is part of the program. Okay.
Hello. I have a question about the evaluation regarding the maturity level of each team. So are there different categories according to whether somebody is a researcher, an undergraduate, or a PhD student, or all in the same pool, same criteria?
Don't worry, we're not worried at all about your level. So feel free to apply at any of those levels.
May I add something here?
Yeah.
We want to encourage a lot of people to participate. Maybe not all of them will be able to follow in the next phase. Maybe they'll find their idea is not deep enough or doesn't have market and so on. But in the beginning, we want to encourage as many people as possible, even if with semi-cooked ideas, to go in order to clarify these ideas. So.
Then, okay, we will have something outside also, so we can meet each other and ask any additional questions you may have. I want to again thank our partners in this initiative, Columbia University and the professors that came all the way from New York, and also Endeavor and the Hayas. And I think that this can be very useful, this initiative can be very useful to the NTUA community. So I hope it is successful and many people benefit from that. Thank you a lot.